Hello everybody and welcome back. And the party are on the edge of the jungle and they are on the verge of being attacked by 6 Minotaur ghouls. These are souped up versions of ghouls and slightly souped up Minotaurs. That's where we left off, so let's just get into this and run this fight. Let's roll for the encounter distance. And that's 8, 9, that's 120 yards away. Let's roll for surprise. If they get surprised, it just means they have run up to us. And they do get surprised. Right, these 6 Minotaur ghouls have run up to us. That is the surprise round. Round number 1. They get initiative. There are 7 of us. Okay, let's roll to see who does not get targeted. Highest score is safe. And that's either Liz or Sylvia. For Liz. And that's Liz. She gets some reprieve this time. That means everybody, including Malin, has a Minotaur ghoul upon him. They are going to attack everybody, and this won't be pretty. Again, green dice is the horn, and orange dice is the claw. I'll do Malin first. They have a taco of 13, and his armor class is 8, so they need a 5 or more to hit him. And they miss once, and they hit once for 5 points. He's down to 11. Right, now he needs to make a saving throw versus paralysis. And he fails it. Right, so he's paralyzed. Next up, we'll have the one that's on Sylvia. And the orange dice hits her for 6 points. She's down to 15. She's immune to ghoul paralysis. Then we have Carrick, and he gets missed both times. Then we have Donard, who gets missed both times. Then we have Maridin, who gets missed both times. And then we have Big Tybor, with an armor class of 3, so they need a 12 or more to hit him. And he gets missed both times. So it's just poor Malin who got it in the neck. Right, it's our go. Movement, Malin is paralysed. Missiles, Maridin and Sylvia are going to have to swap to their melee weapons. Liz, who was not targeted, can at least have a shot at the one that's on Malin. And she hits it. And she does 5 points, it's down to 35. Okay, spells. Now sadly I just said Sylvia's intention is to swap her weapons. She should have cast haste. In fact, I think I'm going to switch her intention. She is going to cast haste on the party. So that is her go. Spells also is our turn undead round. These are ghouls. These are level 7 because they're Minotaur ghouls. Donard needs to roll an 11 or more to turn these, and he fails to turn them. Right, that was his spells round. Haste doesn't alter the speed of spells, so now we have Carrick, who has 2 attacks, and he's going to turn and try and save Malin. Well, would you look at that. Carrick's taco is 11, so he easily hits, and he does wow, I can't believe that. 24 plus 8 is 32. The one that's on Malin is down to 3 hit points. Okay. Wow, I should make that the thumbnail. Right. Then we have two-handed melee, and we have Tybor, who does 2d6 plus 4 damage. He's going to attack the one that's on him. And he does 8 plus 4 is 12. That's done to 28. Plus another 11. It's done to 17. That was round number 1. Round number 2, intentions. Is Sylvia going to cast another spell? No, this round she's getting her sword out. Maridin has got his sword out. Donard is going to cast a spell? He's going to wheel it in there. Let's roll for initiative. And we get initiative. Good, right. Movement, there isn't any. Missile, Liz is going to try and shoot the one that's on her brother. She hits it and kills it. Look at that, anger. She has a second attack. And with a short range bonus, that's a 9. She hits armor class 4 anyway, and she does 9 damage onto one of them. I'll say the one that's on Carrick. That's her go. Spells. Nobody is going to cast a spell. Melee one-handed. So I shall do Donard. The one he is attacking is on 31. And it isn't any longer. He gets 13 off that. It's down to 18. Carrick is going to lunge for another one. Right, oh no, what a shame. He misses with that dice. That would have done good damage. And he hits with that dice and does 5 points. It's down to 35. Okay, quite the opposite of his first attack. Then we have Maridin, who just hits with the green dice, and he does 13 damage plus 2 for his strength, so it's 15, 25. And Sylvia is swapping her weapons over, so she has melee armor class. There are 5 of these left. Right, I'll do the one that is on Sylvia, and it hits her for 7 points. She's down to 8, not good. I'll do the one that's on Carrick. It hits him both times for 4 points. And he has to make a saving throw versus paralysis. Yep. Which he makes. His ring of protection +1 lowers his score to 7. Then who do we have? Donard, who gets hit for 8 points. He's down to 39. And the green dice is the horn. And I have suggested that the horn doesn't cause paralysis because it's a sort of external thing. It's not like a touch. And then we have the one on Maridin. His melee armor class 3 and 9. From them it's armor class 4. He's lucky. And then there's the one on Tybor, who gets hit twice for 5 points. He's down to 25, and he has to make a saving throw versus paralysis. And does he do that at a fighter level 6? No, he fails. Right, so he's paralyzed, and he was going to get his two-handed shot in. Okay, so that was round number 2. Round number 3. We get initiative. Okay. Movement is before missiles. Well, Liz is on missiles. She's going to target the one that's on Tybor, and it has 17 hit points left. It's unlikely she can kill it. She gets 2 shots and she misses with both of them. Okay, right, melee. Let's do Maridin, who is going to ignore the one that's on him and help his friend. Boy, does that 9 hit. His melee Thaco is 16, and that's a miss. Right, so it's up to Sylvia to have a go at the one that's on Tybor. Oh boy, and she misses. This is bad. Right, Donard is going to have a step in here. Everybody's sacrificing themselves so they can save Tybor. Right, well he hits, and I have to see what the missing dice came up with. Ah yes. That landed on a 5, so that's 10 plus 4 on each is 18. Yes, he kills the one that's on Tybor. There are 4 left. Carrick still has his melee attack. Oh no. Does he hit with the 7? Yes, he does hit with the 7, and he does max damage of 16. And the one that's on him is down to 19. So there are 4 left. There's one on Sylvia that hasn't been hit. There's one on Maridon, there's 25 points left. There's one on Carrick with 19, and one on Donard with 18. So there go. The one on Sylvia. Okay, I just suddenly realised Sylvia has 8 hit points left, and her melee armour class is 1, so the green dice misses. That hits armour class 3. The yellow dice hits her for 6 points. She's got 2 left. Right, and she's immune to ghoul paralysis. Okay, the one that's on Maridon hits him for 2 points. He's down to 25. Right, and he has to make that saving throw. And he fails. He's paralysed. Okay. The one that's on Carrick misses both times. And the one that's on Donard hits him both times for 6 points. He's down to 33. And he has to make a saving throw versus paralysis. He needs an 11. He gets a 15. So that is their round. Round number 4. We get initiative again, thankfully. There's 4 of them left. Right, missiles. Liz is going to try and take on the one that's on Sylvia. It is untouched at 40 hit points. And she misses both times. Right, movement. Sylvia is going to make a break for it behind Carrick. Okay, I don't blame her. Spells. I think Donard is going to have to cast Cure Light Wounds on her. Oh god, for 2 points she's up to 4. Melee. We only have Carrick left. He's going to have to take on the one that's on Maridon. Right, he hits with that one and he takes 10 points off it. It's down to 15. Okay, right, it's their go. The one that's on Maridon is still on Maridon. And it hits with the orange dice for 8 points. He's down to 17. The one that was on Sylvia is on Carrick. And it hits him for 4 points. He's down to 23. And he has to make a saving throw versus paralysis, which he does easily. And there's another one that's on Carrick that misses both times. And there's one on Donard that hits him for 2 points. He's down to 31. The green dice is the horn. He doesn't have to make that saving throw. Okay, round number 5. We get initiative for the 4th time in a row. Sylvia is going to cast spells. First we've got missiles. Liz, on the one that's on Maridon. Right, she gets a short range bonus. And her range that go is 13. She easily hits. So it's 5 plus 6 is 11. The one on Maridon has got 4 hit points left. Spells. Sylvia is going to cast a magic missile on that one. Yep, 1 dead. There are 3 of them left, which means there's 1 on Donard and 2 on Carrick. Right, let's just do Donard. The one on him has 18 points left. And he hits with 1 dice and takes it down to 8 HP. One of the ones on Carrick has 19 points left. Yes. And he hits, oh, not quite, yes. His melee thaco is 11. Yeah, so he hits with the green dice for 16 points. It's down to 3. Right, there are 3 left. There are 2 on Carrick. Both miss. First one misses. Second one hits him for 5 points. He's down to 18. Saving throw versus paralysis. Yes, that's another excellent save from him. The one on Donard hits him for a point. He's down to 30. Again, he doesn't save on the green dice. Okay, round number 6. Oh god, this has gone on for a long time. We get, again, I'm not complaining, 5 initiatives in a row. Well, the odds of that aren't that remarkable. Liz, take one of these odds. There's one on Carrick that has been untouched. There's one on him that has 3 hit points left. She's going to fire her first shot at that one. She misses. Her second shot. She misses. Right. I'm not doing fumble rules because she has line of sight. She's not firing behind Carrick. Sylvia took her bow out. She's going to do the same thing. Yep, she hits and kills the one that's on Carrick. There are 2 left. She's going to go for the other one that's on him. And she misses. Maradin and Tybor are held. Donard is going to go for the one that's on him. And, well, right, let's work this out. He hits with both and he kills the one that's on him with one of them. And he turns around and attacks the one that's on Carrick for 10 points, bringing it to 30. And then we have our dwarf. Ah, sugar. I think Sylvia cast a spell, magic missile that round, or was it last round? Me and my lack of a tracker. I should keep things up to date. Right, Carrick. Well, he hits with one of them, and it's down to 23. So there's one left, it's on Carrick. And he gets hit twice for 8 points. He's down to 10, and he needs to make that saving throw. And he fails, he's paralysed, so we've got 2 archers and Donard left. Round number 7. It gets initiative. Right, it's going to turn on Donard. And it misses. It would have hit Carrick for 5 points. Right, let's get some missiles done here. Right, Liz hits with 1 for 7. It's down to 16. Sylvia. Plus a short range bonus, that's an 8. She misses armor class 6. Right, melee, there is only Donard left. Yes, he hits with both. That's 14 points altogether. It's down to 2. Round number 8. It gets initiative. Right, it's on Donard. And it hits him 2 times and he takes 10 damage. He's down to 20. Right, does he make his saving throw versus paralysis? No, he fails. Right, he's paralysed. It's our go. We've got Sylvia and Liz on missiles, and this thing has 2 hit points left. Liz, help Donard. And she does. Just. Right. And it's dead. Who's paralysed? Carrick, Tybor, Maradin, Donard, and Malin are all paralysed. Right. And a lot of hit points were taken off. Okay, these Minotaur ghouls, I upped them from a Minotaur. They have 7 hit dice instead of 6, and they have an armor class of 5 instead of 6, and their damage is 1d8 instead of 2, and they have a paralysis attack. So maybe I should limit the number of wandering monsters to 1d4 instead of 1d6. That was quite an attack. They're worth quite a lot of XP each, by the way, because of their paralysis attack. Right, well, I'm glad that fight's over. For a random wandering monster encounter, that was tougher, but I would like to do a bit of a post-mortem. Firstly, as always, whoever wins surprise or initiative gets the upper hand immediately. If we had had surprise, we could have either run away, or if we had initiative, Malin could have cast a fireball before those enemies were amongst us. That would have swayed the fight very differently. However, what did sway the fight and stop it from being a massacre was the fact that Sylvia cast haste. And for those who were eagle-eyed, you will realise I made a mistake. Firstly, I did change her intentions. Well, it was just a wandering monster encounter. That's not crucial plot fight. But also, if you had spotted it, before her intention got changed to casting haste, she actually got hit. So, in reality, her spell would have been disrupted and her haste shouldn't have gone off. So yes, if that hadn't have happened, I think many people would be lying dead, which is not what you want from a wandering monster encounter. So, yep, we're in a bad way. A lot of people have low health, we don't have any healing left, and we're in the jungle. So, the party are going to move into the hills. They want to move southeast, but they may move east. Let's see where they end up. Right, and that does mean they veer off in this direction. That means they are within 1 hex of this encounter 9, which means they can see what's in that hex, and it also means what is in that hex can see them, so they will meet the Rakasta people after all. With the party in these hills here, they have a much greater view around them. The hills are quite fertile. There will be some volcanic ash, which will increase their fertility, but there seems to be some kind of creatures which must be eating the plants and keeping the vegetation low. Also, because this is a volcanic area, there's a good chance that these hills are made of granite, which means they're impervious to water. So essentially they're extremely dry, and the soil, if any soil exists, is only a few inches thick, and that can only maintain grass and small bushes. So despite the rich fertility of this island and the fact the jungle is just beneath them, these hills are quite barren. And since they're in a bad way, they decide they want to get up the hills so they have a good view of the area, rather than the area having a good view of them. So they will spend some time climbing the hills, grumbling at their fate and nursing their wounds. And they're going to set up camp, and they might decide to set up camp for a few days just to recover enough to feel confident to move onward. However, here, about 6 miles to the southeast, they see smoke rising, and they ask Sylvia, in the setting sun, which is coming from this way, to shield her eyes and to see if she can see anything. Mostly she can't, but she gets a vague idea that there is some kind of settlement. This campfire or smoke isn't just one fire. It does seem to have some kind of structures around it. Whether this is a village of permanent structures or whether this is a camp, she can't tell. But the party are going to decide that maybe this could possibly be the party from the other ship, which has destroyed Tanaroa and has made its way inland. In the current state, they do not want to meet this, so it means no campfire tonight. They don't want to draw attention to themselves, and it also means they're going to have to find a small delve to stay out of view from these people, and they can hide behind a low ridge. They do this. Our party has grown to 7 people. There are plenty of people to keep watch, and we will see who's keeping watch in the morning. And it will be the 2 who roll the highest. Okay, well, everybody seems to want to do the morning watch. Right. So, who was arguing over it? Well, we have Maridin and Malin and Sylvia and Donhard all put their hands up for the morning watch. But it was Maridin and Sylvia who finally got it. They can't see the sunrise because of these eastern mountains, but they can see the sky brighten quite a lot. Sure enough, over the dell that they were hiding behind comes a line of 8, well, people, but unusual people, and certainly even Maradin has not seen these before despite spending time on the island. These are cat-like people, and they are riding giant tigers with giant fangs. Of course, we know these as saber-toothed tigers, but all of this is new to Sylvia as they stand there watching this troop of people come towards them with the morning sun shining on one side and long shadows streaming westward. So they wake up the rest of the party, and we're still in a bad way, so nobody is inclined to fight, so we just wait and watch what these people have to say, if they can speak. They come up to the party, they carefully circle them on the backs of their saber-toothed tigers, and they look like this. They have some form of leather armour and some form of a leather helmet. These are the Rakasta people, and we're told that they're a race of nomadic feline humanoids. They walk erect, their heads and features are cat-like, and their bodies are covered with a soft, tawny fur. The Rakasta are a proud and barbaric race. They're fierce fighters who cover their natural claws with metal war claws, a bit Wolverine there, and certain ones ride saber-toothed tigers. The Rakasta dwell in large, richly furnished tents. Their treasures include silk tapestries, brightly coloured carpets, and bronze artefacts. The Rakasta have circled the party in the morning sunshine. They have lowered their spears, and one of them says from the back of his saber-toothed tiger, in common tongue, "Who are you, and state your business here?" And it's Maradin who steps forward. He has the best charisma. He says, "We mean you no harm. Our weapons are sheathed, and you have caught us at a disadvantage. We would ask for your hospitality, and we might even have gold to trade for it." And the Rakasta leader speaks to his fellow cat riders in a sort of meowing, snarling language, and they raise their spears and agree to take us to their camp. "Come with us," he says in his cat-like voice. For those who played Skyrim, it's hard not to imagine this in the actor's voice who did the Khajiit people. So the party pack up their stuff. These cat-like people wait patiently for our camp to be picked up. Then they make the party form single file while 4 of these cat riders take up position either side, and they escort us southeast to their camp. And it becomes apparent as we get closer. We can see it's made of leather-skinned tents. And there are many of these cat people here. What will happen next? Well, that will be for next time. So I will see you then.